what? I've got to find this. At some point, I've got to hunt down this Envec encoder thing, because it keeps popping up now again. I can't get enhanced streams because I don't have it. That's fine. We're continuing our story. We have 2 people. He lets me have 2. I have more points in the day. I have 9 points now. I have very little. So I'm gonna have to get some stuff. Square, tannery. Well, city's camp. I'm gonna go to the square today. I go to the thing tomorrow. I want to check on the uncle. I was calling him Favors. Might buy some food. Who sits down in the fallen dough, deep in conversation with richly dressed men in silk brushing. How can I help you, my friend? Have you figured out how to get Shiv into the city? I've tried calling in favors, but the marshal's orders are strict. No one's allowed to errand keep our workers' permit. And to be issued a workers' permit, you need either a goods or trade or a valuable skill, or an aptitude for violence, which apply to Shivenna. So what's next? Well, that's only one option, my friend. First, can I trust you? It's a secret. It's safe. He stares you deeply in the eyes, waiting for an answer. Of course. Good. I'm going to contact the Moth. She's the ringleader of a smuggling band who can get almost anything across the wall. Contraband, yes, but also people. She's a dangerous woman. She follows the glins of gold. And I'm willing to put down a lot of coin to rescue my niece. I can't risk meeting her alone. Can you accompany me? But I'll about the Moth first. In truth, I don't know much more than her. Sobriquet. She has a good reputation for the ruthless and enterprising criminal. Always one step ahead of the Sea Watch. From what I've heard, as long as we don't cross her, she'll deal with us amicably. If we cross her, well, better we don't. Magnificent. I knew you had a strong heart under that Smith's apron. Give me some time to arrange a meeting with her. She's not exactly easy to get a hold of, and I'll immediately on some of my less reputable contacts. He tosses some coin onto the table, surely enough to pay his tab and then some, before striding from the inn, whistling to himself. The wagons are spike-wheeled and armour-plated, drawn by jet-black horses of monstrous size. Each bears the same emblem, an armoured fist clutching a bushel of golden wheat. Porters in the back uniforms load the wagons, stacking crates before the citadel gate. Stern-faced guards watch over the proceedings, crossbows cradled in their arms. One porter sits down in his crate. From his brow, after a lifetime of heavy lifting, his arms are like tree trunks, but he has kind eyes. Guards don't long, he's got a lot of work before sunset. Never talk much with a man, tell the truth, he won't offer the sort. Do you need any help? You couldn't help me shift these boxes. Can't pay you, at least not in coin, but we always have some stuff left over in the wagon at the end of the day. Yeah, sure, try moving it. I'll pick up crates and staggering to the supply ramp. Appreciated, let's see what's ground up for you. From the bottom, oh, it must have passed. Lying a little broken remnants of old boxes, enough to repurpose into something new. Hey, the work was hard, as hours of a forge, but your muscles stood up well. Thanks for the help, friend. He sticks out a meat paw. Name's Ursus. I owe you one. If you ever need help with something heavy, I'm your man. You have any advice for newcomers to the Errand Keep? Aye, you best keep a watchful eye when you walk among the orphans. Stood over the nearby gaggle of children in identical grey smocks. Our Moss King is most gracious to grant them shelter. Shift the little rascals, though. Pick your pockets as soon as you look at you. I'll let you get back to work. I know the when that's the league. Much to do, much to do. Went back to pulling crates from the back of the wagon, humming tunelessly. The sun slipped lower than highs and curfew draws near. Swing their bells and shouted citizens make their way home. Night. The morning finds Catherine's head and shoulders shoved awkwardly up the chimney, scrubbing furiously. That's good enough. Your assistant replies muffled. There's still a little bit I can't reach. Song ends. What the? Song's end? What the? He pulls himself free of the chimney. A gush of soot floods the forge, making you both cough and splutter. Shodo sneezes and runs in excited circles, the soot blackening his fur. Bathing him later will be an ordeal. When it's clear, you see that Chasman's eyes are wide and white as soot covers his soot-covered face. He's clutching something in his hand. What? What's the matter? I found something up there. He shows you what he found. An ugly iron box, crudely made, well shut around the lid, is blackened by soot. It was behind the loose brick. Someone had a secret. It must be an old Fesson Felbear, or maybe his wife's. I wonder what he's hiding. It takes half an hour of hammering to get the iron box open. When it finally cracks open, a blackened journal drops out with a thump. If it through, it becomes clear that this is Fesson Felber's diary. Read through methodically. He was a practical man. Most of the days are merely a list of transactions. He seems to have used this as both ledger and journal. Occasionally he will make a note of the river or an argument with his wife. At some point, he starts making note of a V. Difficult commission. He refused to write down the name of the client or go into detail about on the requirements, other than it is a sword of great complexity. He struggles with this commission, takes up more pages, space with every passing week. Towards the end of the diary, Fesson starts writing about his marital problems. Apparently he and his wife Alice had been struggling to conceive for many years. In desperation, Fesson went to an orphanage looking to adopt. He immediately took a shine to a boy named Merrill. But by the time he came back, Merrill had vanished, and the matrons were evasive about what happened to him. The last pages of our diary descend into frantic scribbling as furious Fesson becomes obsessed with finding out what happened to Merrill. His blacksmithing falls by the wayside, his progression on this great project stops completely. His final entry is written with barely legible script. Corruption at the highest level. He writes, I held him. He told me about his nightmares. He trusted me and now he's gone. I will find him. I will know the truth. What did it say? Orphans? Fesson was investigating that before he disappeared. Perhaps he found what he was looking for, and it didn't go well for him. Do you think Fesson found out what was taking the orphans? Sounds like he discovered something dangerous. Why would he hide his diary in a steel box? To me, it seems like he was trying to ensure only a fellow blacksmith would find it. I'm not so sure who he was trying to hide it from. I'm going to visit the orphanage and see if I can find out what's going on. Be careful, you don't want to share Feston's fate. That morning, your mind is racing. Children are going missing in Eren Keep. But why? To feed the barrier. I know. Probably some dark stuff like that. Though a post-apocalyptic world, as usual happens. I'll do that every morning. I am sad I didn't get to save his owner. Right, who we got then? Okay, who we got that can actually do? Pay him one that. 23, I can pay a second one for that. 29. I've still got 9 left. Because I'm well fed, so it gave me some extra action points. I'm well fed for one day, and AP and toughness will go up. I've gone up, so I've got a decent chunk of... I think my toughness increases the amount of points I have. So you have to know that I still have enough to do 2 of these and this. Handy. You're distracted from your work by the sound of giggling. Look, you see a hulking man hunched in your doorway, staring at you with an unnatural intensity. The name's Handy. I need a sword. I can pay. Given his height and broad shoulders, the man's voice is pitched incongruously high. His filth-spiked hair, beard, and dirty nails give the impression of a man whom hygiene is an alien concept. What do you need a sword for? The man cocks his head, stalking towards you and leaning uncomfortably close. His breath reeks of the sewer. There's dust in the air, my friend. Dust which gets into your pores, making you think things. The Masked King unleashed the dust in order to control our minds. He wants to build a castle from our bones. So you need a sword to protect yourself. I'm surrounded by folk who are full of dust. I need to cut them apart, let the dust out of their veins. They'll thank me when I put them back together. Eddie giggled once again. Once the dust gets in you, you can't see it no more, but I've resisted it. You need a protective layer of dirt to keep it at bay. He does need help, not a blade. When I look to the sky, Smith, I see Charles of shifting dust cut over the sea like a nest, where just flies trapped in his web. I do need the points in XP would be nice. But do anyone want to allow make a blade for a nut job? Less cash, more sanity. If in doubt, pick someone more sane. There's gonna be less speed. It's not the right length for starters. Now we make speed. Now we make it a weapon of speed, not. A few more taps. Okay, regular points still counts even at 50%. Good. For speed, Charlotte's ain't a problem. Shift away needs to be point mass, well mass near the point. So down here, yes, not up here. So So I could taper. Yeah, now towards the point. Well, but not really the point anymore. I got not entirely sure. Lose speed that way. Alright, been that one. I need mass down here, but point balance is right down here. Somewhere. Let's add the handle. Then we'll look at inverse taper. Yes. Mild taper. I got speed back because I've pushed the hilt this way. Inverse mild taper slim. Mild taper. Hey, we're starting to. You know what? We're starting to be able to make some rather fancy handies. Handies? Yes, I like some fancy handies, please. Yeah, I need to figure out the connectors and end caps. Speed is all the way back here, so it's fine. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. No. I'll take this and curve it up. Actually, let's go the other way. Yeah, it's like almost like a rapier. Two-handed blade with sharpness but no stiffness. I could alter that. Cross section. We flip it over. Fuller, smooth fuller from there all the way up. Where did I put it? In there. Oh yeah, I think this balance is pretty well good. Wider. Depth is fine. So it's got a really nice follow going all the way up the spine. I like some stiffness, but its sharpness, mobility, and speed is top notch. Balance is at 64%. I think weight is really light though. The nameless sword. She takes the blade in hand and was satisfied. I should look at the familiar balance. Feels like my old blade, back when it was new. Look at what proper edge looks like. You might as well take on my old steel, forge something new. I'll take better care of this one. I like the upswept, you know what, I like the upswept guard towards the handle. Keeps the hand well safe. Ooh, got a big one for that. Nice. Settle round. We are, however, running low on a few things. I can salvage this. Give me steel back. I am flat out refusing to want to do one for him. I'd rather do a half a dozen for them and one for the nut job. These are easy fixes, mostly because of cross-section needs. They're quick. Oh. They're quick. It's simple. He's not going to be ready to find. I better go out and feed Shindell tonight, this week. This night. There you go. Ooh, wait. There you go. And wait. Yeah, it's weird. I'm definitely making little quick blades. Can tell you end early if I want. But I might as well just, get a load of these banged out. They're worth 10 a shot, so they're 10 a penny, so it's fine. I just want to go make sure I get the right cross. Quick spin. Taps, put it way back on. You're welcome. Nameless person I don't care about. Anything else I can salvage in here? Now I've got silver, gold, leather. Essentially, this is the quick, cheap way of banging out a load of things and keeping your metal reserves high. Also, 2 of these pay for the daily rental, my daily currency thing, so it's fine. Bonk. Bonk. And point. These are so easy to bang out, that was ridiculous. I'm going to get creative swords from the Discord and whatnot. Hey. Okay, got 2 things. One's to turn the hunter, 2's the orphanage. I want to go to the camp and make sure that Chev's alright. I know. I know. Yes. Hopefully someone will catch that loony. I unfortunately have 9 points today. That's fine. Ooh. Dylan, who are you? His plump belly would. The denizens of Erin Keep might not face daily famine like the Americans do, but all the rich eat well enough to put on a fat on their body frames. Greetings, good smith. I am in need of a fine sword to wear on my hip. Something that befits my station. Rush. A pendant. Tankard, 124 fallons. Yeah, that's not too bad a job. It's only 4 pointers, so it's doable. I can do him and Ludos. Or him and Layton. Might as well get those. do this one and or do a salvage job, and salvage this lot. Right, strongly curved blade. Material silver. Good thing it goes on silver. This guy wasn't no good blade if it jumped and smacked him in the head. Probably put a good point putting a good curve on it. Right. By making it thinner and actually using less steel to make it work. The rigidity, the stiffness gone down there. It's a little heavy, but that's fine. You're only on the belt now. Narrow point and one-handed. You want a banana. Put a point on, sharp. Narrow and sharp. Narrow point. Also one-handed. Well, he don't really care about anything else, does he? Well, unless I put a cross-section on it and sharpen this bad boy. So it's sharp. Still has a good stiffness, but it's weird because it's got a good thing in it, but still, you know. Used 14, owned 18, so I'm still nowhere near my... There's a route fuller too further away on the blade. We'll offset it. Axe dropped the weight beautifully. Balance is 100% apparently. Point of balance is at 38 tops, that's fine. Let's switch to the handle because he wants... You know what? Let's give him the morning sun. It'll be a basket. No, nice and flat. He also only wants one handle. Plain oval. Okay, so that's pushed. My balance is still forward heavy, but he's not swinging the thing. Let's go with one as well. Sandal. A little brown. A little silver. That's what we've got our silver. Well, material silver, but I only have... I don't have enough, I'm guessing this isn't enough. You know what? Let's make it bigger. Nope. Okay, that's not enough. Not big enough. Oh, actually, that might be big enough, but I need to put something else. this one's a lot more expensive on the weight. Yeah, that's enough silver. 2 silver, balanced silver, so how do I get this last bit of silver? Because they're so small, they don't there's not enough mass. Silver resources, I need more silver. I also need something slightly bigger. Let's go free in the silver form. Wow. Okay, so these were only 100. Another 100 were not enough. 150. Oh yeah, that's enough silver. I need more silver though. That's fine, because I can leave, so I'll remain there for now. Well, do you have any silver? You have no silver. You got gold. Well, because I sold to you, but you don't have silver? My god. Alright. Scrapper it is. How you got silver, I do not know. I think should do it. I have paid you a lot. You have more money. You probably have more money than everyone else in the. Let's go back to the forge. That should actually cover him for all the bits he needs. The sword's named Posh. Bumpman smiles like a contented seal as he draws the sword part way. The steel glimmers. Oh, a fine blade indeed. Perhaps I shall recommend your services to my friends. You cost me a small fortune, thank God. I spent 100, but I got 124 back out of it. So I've actually made profit on that. I'm going to need a lot more steel. Let's see, what have we got left on the DM docket? You want 10. I could do that and still have some steel left over. And they're offering 5 steel. Plain, simple, and sharp. You got it. The moment the speed recommendation is met. How, I do not know, but it is. You know what? I have not put Ricasso on any of this stuff. I'm going to put Ricasso on yours. Now, Ricasso is a section of the blade which is left blank, or rather left blunt. So on the cross section, take this bit, you go like to there, and you taper the rest of it. Now you make sure to actually change the thickness, because I'm a donkey. Nice and thin, cross section still good. It's sharp. It's got a Ricasso there, so the line goes from that, goes, and then on that bit, I will make it thickens out. Now I don't know how to add a curved Ricasso to this thing, so maybe I add an extra. Ooh, maybe there's no cross section. There you go, see what's in that bit there. like that. Essentially, it ends a bit with say square the belt. I mean, I can change thickness and make it thinner. So that's not a problem. So you need a point. Guy just wants, well, regular point, one-handed, simple, short, elegant. I'm going to add a smooth fuller to the blade because that's going to make it a little lighter. Take away from Miracoso. There you go, nice smooth fuller. There you go. That's nice and done. Lightens the blade up a little bit. Its weight is really light. It's only 45 long, but its point balance is all the way back here. Blade length, so that's including this bit here. He wants a simple one-hander. Nice simple disc pommel. Quillian block. I got seriously think I have to do Quillians. Guard with Quillians. Yup. I like that. Put some Quillians on it. You know what? That'll work as a guard. Let's say as long as the blade can't get past this bit, you're fine. Everything after that is, well, the Quillian block pretty much was the same as a guard. I'm not a swordsmith though, so don't take my word for it. I could do that, or I could do a slight inverse taper, which will, mild taper, which will give it lots of grip. Right here. His hand will choke up to here. This is where on the other game, on the blacksmithing game, we would be like going and carving this out into like fancy fans. We need emblems, connectors. I think they're going there at the end. Well, I don't like these stepped ones, so it's fine. Nice. Simple, light. Barely used any of my material in the process. And pigment alabaster. Wow, that's going to make a very... Silver slicer. Pale slicer. It meets all parameters. Right length. Speed is high, mobility is high, sharpness is high. It's the first one I've actually put a sort of a ricasso at the bottom of it. Before it goes into the end guard. Goes into the block. The rogue runs his filth-fingered, blackened fingers up and down the blade, whistling with admiration. A very practical blade indeed, Smith. Oh, I expect I'll do some mischief with this, so I can. He's a rogue. But yeah. I got 50. And I got steel for that, actually. Level 9. Right. Why can I have this? Oh, you need help to unlock the skill. Okay. So I can't have that one yet. Interesting. Okay, salvaging mastery gives me extra 15 salvage yields, which would be useful. Ability to polishing. Not sure what that does, but I think that's doing it. Apply materials to engravings. Side follows give me access to advanced plate. Let's look. Engraving materials gives me strong hands. Why am I interested in what polishing is? Well, salvaging mastery would be much more useful. In the long run, it gives me treasure hunter and saleswoman. Okay. All these are sound useful. That's the problem. Side follows, let's be all these guys. Practical mastery. Aesthetic mastery. You know what? Let's take polishing. It's a silly thing, but why those 11? Well, that's why I can't even have unless I get help. And it's gonna be interesting. Well, that one. No, I'm gonna have to salvage this lot. That's salvaging. But I'm out of points for the day, so. Right. Well, I'll hit the den and find the huntress. I'm not sure what's gonna happen when we hit the orphanage. It's a typical night at the den. The bard strums by the hearth. Off-duty guards play cards with their breastplates discarded beneath their table. At the bar, the crows swap war stories and ribald jokes. And above it all looms the determined head of a terrifying beast, his glassy eyes reflecting in firelight. A man with soft features nurses beer in the corner, watching proceedings with quizzical air. You find her tucked away in a shadowy corner of the bar, and still the gargoyle, watching her surroundings with quick and paranoid eyes. She has hair like a bird's nest and dressed in filthy mud-brown leathers. Her gaze meets yours. There's a certain madness in there. Caswin sent me. He said you could supply leather goods at a favourable rate. Oh, Caswin's alive? When he was gone from the tannery, I figured that the boy had slipped and drowned in one of the piss vats. Poor mate. I like him, but he's not going to last long on that one. Why do you say that? The world is ending. Haven't you noticed? We're all just bidding our time until the end. Everything will be consumed by ash. Caswin isn't a survivor. He won't even make it that far. How can you be so certain? Perhaps the world will heal. I can see why you and Caswin get along. Peas and pod you are. The end approaches, Smith. We may last a decade if we're lucky. A decade of time to sell a lot of swords. Maybe I can retire just as the world ends. That's the spirit. If all was lost, why about selling highs? Why about doing anything at all? I like the sight of blood. I like to watch my arrow find its target. I like the hours of stillness as the wind stirs the trees above. Once I've made enough money, I'll buy as many supplies as I can and vanish into the wastes. I aim to be the last living soul. I aim to witness the end of the world. What are you hunting? Broken flats are barren and empty for miles around. A day's ride west of here, the bleak woods stretch across the hills. Once upon a time, it was known as the Brittle Biffano Woods, and it was teeming with deer and small game. Now half the trees are dead, but still wildlife to be found of the sort. Beasts as big as barns, full of tumours and poisons, or entire packs fused together by vile forces, turned into shambling, rotting heaps with dozens of screaming mouths. Good for leather, not so much for eating. Fewer and fewer every month, of course. Soon they'll all be gone, and the woods will stand empty. I have a deal. During the day, you can come find me at my shop. I got across with a delicate looking man. He had been gazing thoughtfully down his beard, exposing his bald spots to the world. We sit opposite him. He starts in surprise. Can I help you? I'm new Smith in town. Just thought I'd introduce myself. Nice to meet you, but I'm not it's all in my line of work. I prefer the pen. Name's Carolina Linnaeus Savati. Please just call me Karel. If that's too much of a mouthful, I suppose you could say I'm on a scouting mission, but it's not going well. I tell by your expression something wasn't going well. You're obviously an astute judge of character. That might be exactly what I need. Have you ever heard of the Magisterium? A group of scholars who are selfishly seeking and spreading knowledge that was lost in the Sundering. Precisely. Oh, it's good to meet a like-minded thought. So many libraries were burned or buried, so many secrets lost. By reclaiming our history and understanding the workings of the Long Dusk, we believe we can rebuild the world, not as it once was, but better. A world where we needn't rely on voices for survival. What the persuasion from his brow. Forgive me, you didn't come here for a lecture. You mentioned something about a scouting mission? Ah, yes, sorry, once again my enthusiasm has taken me off track. I'm a novice within the Magisterium. My tutor commended me for my ideological purity, but I still sit. Regrettably, at the very bottom of the rung. In order to advance, I must contribute to the corpus Caelestis. I'm going to pronounce that name randomly, but Caelestis. What's that? The Library of Libraries. The constellation of tomes is the Magisterium's collection of books scattered across the guarded sanctum that remains of the world. In order to advance, I must add to the Magisterium's book collection, but I'm not much of a writer, I'm afraid. I have a tendency to ramble. Unfortunately, I can also contribute by donating a book that's not currently within the corpus. And I happen to have discovered the location of just such a book, but it's out in the wasteland. Recovering it will be a dangerous endeavour. I'm here to recruit some crows to accompany me on my expedition and ensure my safety. Alas, I haven't quite worked up the courage. If you lack the nerves to even talk to these people, perhaps braving the wasteland isn't the brightest idea. How did you discover the location of this lost book? Cross-reference, eyewitness accounts, and a pinch of guesswork. Don't tell the crows about the latter. I can talk to the crows if you like. Oh, would you? That would be wonderfully kind of you. I'll just over here if you need me. Good luck. In Safety of the Den, the crows don't wear armour, but they still have swords on their hips and grisly trophies adorning their bodies. When you approach, a deadly quiet steals over them. What do you want? Eternal life and enough gold to fill a mill pond. Failing that, I'm happy to just share a drink. Ah. Top of the dining table, the crows stare at you with a mixture of curiosity and contempt. Yeah, boy, I stick my boots off out of you. Kick you out your teeth. The mood of the bar brightens considerably. Well, why didn't you say so? If that diplomacy had worked, that'd been great. Take a caustic smelling booze. You know the way a woman's heart, don't you? Take a seat if you like. It's a little like sitting among tigers, even when relaxed there's an air of danger about them. These are folk who might make a living from killing. They've seen so much death they no longer fear its sting. Right now they're drunk and merry. Hopefully they stay that way. Of the 6 gathered at the bar, the friendliest, or rather least hostile, is the hulking tattooed woman who's been speaking to you so far. Sitting beside her is a swallow man twirling a dagger, his face half hidden behind the dark curtains of hair. When beyond him, you meet a pair of leering eyes, deeply set within a hideous face. The rose-corroded yellow fangs are too large for the jaws they're being wedged into. When you glance away, he emits a high-pitched giggle. You can call me Hawk. My associate with the daggers, Charmer. Don't anger him. The guy with the teeth, that's Jags. He doesn't say much in case he bites his own tongue off. I just have a new smith in the keep. And the crows exchange glances. In their line of work, they're often in need of a good smith. You watch as they visibly struggle to remember their manners. In other words, I'm the guy who makes your swords. Or should I say, lady that makes your swords. If you want to keep having good swords, you keep me in your good books. And vice versa. They keep me in their good books. Then they get good swords. I keep them in my good books. They might offer protection, so I can keep getting them good swords. I'd heard a new smith was in town. Good to put a face to a name. About time they found someone to fill old Pheasant's shoes. On hold, helping the neighbour. News from afar. Oh, continue in a future early access update. So these are active, this one's on hold. Yeah. We have hit the end of that tale by the sound of it. Oh well. To be continued. Dun, dun, dun. It really should put like next time in Blade's Song, A Smith's Life, or something. I'll just say next time on Blade Song. Missing Smith. Okay, that's still going. Getting the word out. Let's say hello. Expedition. I don't see my reputation with people, but okay. Explain Kalina's request. Those listen with furrowed brow, casting suspicious glances over the small, balding man sitting at the table nearby. Who is this fellow to you anyway? Why are you speaking on his behalf? I don't know him well, but I thought it would do no harm to help him out. Well, I'll tell you the same thing I tell everyone. A simple retrieval, that's 500 fellas, up front, and we get to keep anything else of value that I find on the way. For that he gets me, Charmer and Jags. No better crew this side of the Iron Teeth. Go tell him that we're his as long as he's got the coin and the stones. I reckon he'll ask both. What's the story behind your names? We call him Charmer on account of his winning personality, and Jags is self-explanatory, is because he's got those jagged fangs. Maybe I'll tell you the story behind the name Hawk sometimes, too, but you haven't earned it yet. Bearhead, do you think it's real? Don't see why not. I've seen stranger beasts out there in the wastelands. That's a big un, though, must be said. Wouldn't want to be surprised by him when you're squatting outside the camp with your breeches down. There's a long conversation. The girls are getting visibly bored of your questioning. Charmer is smiling at you, but It's the most threatening smile you've ever seen. Hawk glances at her companions and turns to you with a scowl. Go spoil someone else, would you? We come here to drink, not answer 20 questions. That's so surely unflattering. It was raw with reverse laughter. Have you spoken to the crows yet? Yes. You should really change portrait now. Yes, they're willing to work for you in exchange for 500 thalers up front. Really? Up front? But I can't afford that. Listen, I know it's a dreadful position, but you're an affluent business owner. Could you provide the funds necessary? How did you expect to hire this expedition if you didn't have the cash? The Magisterium is offering a bounty of 1,000 thalers for the book in question. I'd intended to pay the crows from that, but instead I can give it to you. I don't care about the money. If you fund this expedition, I'll give you the entire prize, assuming we succeed. Do we have a deal? Well, that's understandable. I'll be here if you do give the funds. Right, so we have a new quest. And we have hoots flying low overhead. You turn up your collar against the chill air and begin to walk back to your forge. Right, so we need to make 500 thaler. It draws up. Addressing to you. Just to you. The calligraphy is exquisite. See what Amara, perhaps? If hath come to mine attention, there is a new swordsmith in Keeps. And Calenius Savate hath vouched for thy good character. The timing is fortuitous. I require thine expertise. At thine earliest convenience, please make thy way to St. Megara College. Thou mayest find me standing sentry outside the library. Kind regards, Nimilif de Astigal, first rank law guard of the Ernkeep branch of the Magisterium. The law guard of the military wing of the Magisterium. They base in St. College. I wonder why they need your help. What should possibly want from me? If she wants to commission a blade, she'd just say so. Maybe she wants your opinion on something. Right. I got a forged run. See. Oh, no, that's an active one. That one's not on hold. That's an active fella. So we don't have to worry about anything happening to the lady outside, because she can't pass because the storyline, the quest for her is not complete. And she can't progress any further. We need cash. Right, salvage that. I got a choice. I need the points. Need the much. Need a steel. Good, we still got 7. Oh wow. Oh no, it's handy again here. Uh-huh. Yep. I need it here. You're a psychopath. I don't like the idea of you. Ah. Ayo. Okay. Soldier with a fire breather, mining training. Perhaps you've seen me in the Citadel Square? No? Copper crown? Fallen dough? He drew the dagger from his sleeve and balances it on one fingertip. The blade wobbles, he snatches it before it falls. I need a sword, one sword, perfect balance, perfect weight. No more mismatched sets. No more accidents. What specifications do you need? The lower cord from his vest and stretches it between his hands. This long, exactly. Weight, balance, this is not here. You can work any style, but the balance must be perfect. Okay, he's offering 93. I think so. These are fancier dudes. An expensive silk string you wear customers' wealth, the belly does. Agrees with, I need a fine sword wear my hip. He wants pigment of walnut brown. And leather, two-handed, no strong curve, no point. Offering 100 Fowlers and a mystery item. Let's see, Alabaster, Indigo, Saffron, Saddle Brown. I don't have Walnut Brown. I'd have to go buy a pigments. Let's see. Huntress, what you got? Hi Huntress, you depressing entity. People go missing for all sorts of reasons. Sometimes they get lost in hiding. Usually they're dead. It's just if I were you, I'd stop worrying about the why those came before you. I think about who's going to drop you out next. It's a you of orange, moss green, deep purple, rain guards, curiosity of the wild. We need to make money. Oodles of money. Then sell silver, I probably need to sell something else. Bye, Huntress. Oscar, wait, you any wood pigments I can have? No, plenty of wood, but no pigments. Bye. All of that looks like going for... You didn't have any last time I looked, but I'll look again. Yo, you're gold. That's what I eat. Last guy to check is me. Scrap peddler. Who was surprisingly got a ton of money out of me, but he has none either. I cannot make that nobles because I do not have... Okay, so here's another question, because I don't have that colour pigment. So you think of Bryn, 74, what's the place keeps my family safe? Oh. Okay, you're being 93, a lot more points. But you know what? I like you, her story better, and I want to help her out, so... These guys will pop in often, I think, up here, because if I'm one of the only smiths in town, then my work is quite literally... Nothing stealing that, so that's fine. And 2 silver. That's good. I accepted Bryn, so... To the forge! Apparently the brick already meets the speed and that she needs. How? It's a brick! It's not even a blade, it's a brick! A paddle! Right, that's that. Impact. It's got a nice thin tape thing on it. Good speed, good sharpness, good movement. The less drag there is in the middle, the sharper the blade. I could have put a Ricasso here, but yo, she wants a nice. Again. Ooh. Add sheen to your blade. Ooh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add a sheen to your blade, lady. Stiffness is gone. That's fine. Point. Now as can be. That's a sharp point. You don't know about this coming the other way. So it's slice and dice. I could make it slightly wider. Ooh, maybe no, I put a flat tip on it. Taper thickness. Well, that makes it nice and sharp. Right, then that's giving me a really nice leaf blade. But it's a hacking blade, so... That apparently reducing sharpness. Let's see, what was taper thickness? Well, it's sharp, it's thick, and it has fantastic mobility. It also weighs 0.2 kilos. I mean, that's some serious sharpness going on. Now I want to polish the blade and see what this actually does. How I'm applying polish with a hammer is beyond me, but... Oh, that makes it shiny. Look at that. Like a mirror. I can't go any further than that, but that makes a shiny blade. It's like a mirror, that. You know what? That would actually be devastating in combat, because if it's reflecting things around it, when it's moving, it makes it even harder to actually track where the blade is. If it's reflecting what's around it. You'd never see that thing coming. Let's see. So I'll put that on over the hilt. That strangely does the faint job. This is like for Quillian block. So you got guard, like Quillian block because it's designed for Quillians. Smaller. Higher polish level? Yep, don't need it. Around the other side. Forge you can't do like combat. Can't do both of them. Gentle bend. That's an S-guard. It's way fancier than what she asked for, but I'm doing it anyway. That'll keep good. That's a good weight. The back balance is not quite there. I'm not going to improve balance. Control by altering the weight of the hilt and the blade. So if I make this one bigger. Oh, that's too balance is right. There you go, we'll put a small hill on it. It'll keep the balance correct. Point of balance is, well, right here. Although in this sort of region. That's a well balanced blade. Light Slasher. So shiny and balanced, it slices through the air. I don't have to do leather. I do that there, it'll contrast nicely with the rest of it. I could also engrave the blade, but I don't want to. Brain just weighs blade's weight and slices it carefully into her market basket beneath a cloth. Good, I'll sleep better tonight. She counts out the coins with careful precision, then leaves without another word. Light Slasher. A blade polished to perfection that allows it to slice the very light itself. And I'm going to salvage. That I need to steal. Right. I only made 300. I'm only 340. I need way more followers. So this quest is going to come for a few more days. And I lose 20, so. The orphanage is there, but I want to talk to St. Magori here. I don't need that mill up. Up. Robed figures cluster in the courtyard. Voices rage in an spirited debate. Grey hairs stride past with younger man's vigour. The entire college has the very energy of a beehive. Your work-worn clothes couldn't look more out of place among the scholars' pristine robes. A portly man with swept-back, swan-white hair sweeps towards you, radiating irritation. Are you here about the broken hinge? About time, too. The library gets freezing during the nights. Yes, I'm here to fix the hinge. Actually, I'm not here about the hinge. Damn it. Then what is that hinge getting... When is that hinge getting fixed? He flaps his arms at you irritably. Who are you, then? I'm the new swordsmith in Erin Keep. Good. Wonderful. You're no use to me whatsoever. You look around if you wish, gawk at some books you have no hope of comprehending. Just don't get in by anyone's way. Don't let appearances fool you. I am no scholar, but I appreciate a good book. Your words fall into empty air. The scholar has already marched away. The grandest wing of St. Merigor's College houses the vast library. Before reaching its stacks, you must pass through a vestibule where a scholar stands guard, which is a sort of hip and limp build of an athlete. But what attracts you? I like your character already. Is the horns. A long goat's horns curls from one side of the head. On the other side, a similar horn ends in a broken nub. Corpus Caletus is open only to friends of the Magisterium. I shall have to ask you to leave. I was invited here. I am looking for Nimrith. The horned woman's demeanour changes instantly. Her eyes widen and she bows her head. Thou art the new smith. In that case, I apologise for my impolite manner. It is I who invited thee to the college. You have the best speaking thing going. You're going full on Old English. Can I hang a poster for my smithy here? She just towards the board hanging on the wall nearby. Plaster with requests and exam results. Thou mayest avail thyself of the notice board. Yay! I'm gonna give myself some points, and I got the word out some more. Everywhere I'll have my poster. However, this does mean it's... Oh, what is my... Hey, I want to put my poster in the middle of the street. That's why I'm getting like more fancy people. So this might give me the guys from the college who need a small blade for keeping themselves safe. You can stick up a poster on the board beside the library door. Maybe some scholars will have decided that in these troubled times, the pen isn't mightier than the sword after all. In your letter, you said you required my expertise. Aye, indeed. She viewed you with a very serious gaze. As thou canst imagine, the magisterium doth require a vast quantity of paper. To that end we operate a paper mill in the artisans' quarter. Alas, it hath been burned to its very ashes. We know an arsonist is to blame. How can we be so sure it's arson? We found the arsonist's corpse in the ruin of the mill. Burned to the blackest of bones, she failed to escape the very flame she set. Alas, we have not ascertained her motive. Why do you think I can help with this? I must show thee something. She carefully pulls out a scorched dagger from her belt. This was recovered from the body, almost too badly burned to be of use, but I thought a swordsmith could learn something from it that we could not. I will examine the singed dagger. The dagger is too scorched to glean anything of note. You'll need to clean out the forge. Very well. Please take the dagger and return when thou hast been able to examine it properly. What wouldst thou know? Other than the dagger, any other personal effects left behind? Nothing. The body was reduced to a charred skeleton. Can you be sure the arsonist was acting alone? Nay, we know very little about this juncture. At this juncture, were there any unusual events in the days leading up to the fire? None. All know that the Magisterium are in good standing with the Masked King. Few dare impose on us. Least they answer to his justice. We had access to the mill. Anyone of the archivists, adept rank or higher, had a key. None were reported stolen. She chose to linger for a time after she set the blaze. Why, I know not. A collapsing beam blocked her escape and sealed her fate. I do not pity her. She set back the work of the Magisterium a year or more. That's all I wanted to know. Her head gracefully, her blazing eyes never leaving yours. Seek the Provost. You find the Provost figure hunched behind a desk, heaped high with scrolls. Ah, if it isn't the smith who's too proud to fix the hinge. I'm too... Alright, I need a higher faction rank. The trade, smith. Come back when you've proved yourself worth my time. You put your head into what was once a factory, now the long tables are occupied by rows of scribes. Each writes in squinting concentration, their hands ink-splotched and blistered, copying reams of text from tome propped in front of them. The supervisor moves between the stalls with long taper, relighting gutted-out candles. Seeing you, he drifts gracefully over. How may I help you? What is this place? This is the scriptorium. We have over 100 scribes copying text day and night. Do not disturb them. who can become a scribe. Anyone whose handwriting is legible. We don't have time to be picky. There's so much work to do. The pay is 40 fowls for one night's labour. If you can hold a pen, find a book and get to work. Why are you copying tomes? What we undertake here is nothing less than the preservation of civilization itself. We distribute these copies to libraries in other safe outposts far from Erin Keep. Each other library has its own scriptorium and sends us their copies too. Should one library fall, the knowledge abides. We've hit upon the central irony of our work. Maps of lands are now submerged, charts of skies now altered, treaties of voices now absent. Nevertheless, we copy them all. You know what? Let's go home anyway, so let's try and do finesse. Hey, because only I have like one finesse. I'm doing pretty well at this. Each letter requires concentration. Every line must be spaced with care. Twice you make errors that require you to carefully scrape away the ink with a small knife. The night wears on, your fingers twist and claw, but your lettering remains neat. The supervisor nods with approval. As the moon rises, the scholars show no signs of slowing down. Working by candlelight, but you must return to your forge while curfew makes travel impossible. It's fine for them, they live there. Right. So can this quest keep going still? Yes, it can. Excellent. These are stuck. We need 500 fowlers to order crows. How do I get my stand? Actually, there we go. I've almost got a rank up with the crows. Almost. Another 50 points and I'll be there with them. I'll have rank 1 with the crows, which might glean me a little more favour with them. But they need a rank up before they can get the shop. Ooh. This is what we're talking about here. Neil and Walter from the Mysterium. Amaryllis from the Crows. Claw, that's a bit of a problem. I only have the 9 points. And if I had organised mind work, it needs help to unlock the skill. Not polishing. Let's see. Get to level 11, which I need for this guy. It's 1, 2, 3. So 2 levels lets me be able to go here. But I'll probably grab these. This one and this one. This one comes available. Strong hands seem like it would give me an option to do more stuff. Right. Crows are 42, which would push us 7. Ooh, 49. We'd be just shy of them. But they offer 74 fowlers and a drum. The woman at your workshop entrance is tall and lithe, clad in filth black leathers. Her black hair twisted around what looks like a human femur. Her cloak trails the ground behind her, its edges splattered crimson. Greetings to ye, Smith. I be Amaryllis, a fourth sword of the bloody cloaks, and I see a sword cut down my foes like green of the harvest. We bloody cloaks are a merry lot. You can find our encampment in Lost City, if you be inclined to take a brew with us. Why are you camped outside, Erin Keep? Roll their eyes. I ask Silas the same question every morning. There are no fights here, I tell him. No coin to be earned, but he follows the beat of his own drum, does Silas. He insists there's some great violence brewing in the keep, and he wants to be here when it breaks out. What do they fight for? The ways to follow warlords, men who rule through strength and cunning, and they constantly war with each other over territory, loot and slaves. You can make a pretty living working for one side or the other. And anyone knows bloody cloaks are the best in business of butchery, so we get paid top coin. What other blade you want? Nothing fancy? Something that'll split skulls and pierce breastplates. Make sure it sparks fear in the heart. So she wants a hand and a half, high sharpness, regular point, blade length, but nothing else. I can only take one option. Scalpel for research. Offers 42 points, valor, gold, steel. What are you researching? I'm not supposed to tell anyone, besides you're just a smith, you probably wouldn't understand it. Yeah, let's go for it. Knowledge 55. Ah, fail. Of course you do. Tell me, oh wise one, about the latest theories and the resurgence of play since the age of song came to an end. See? You focus on bladesmithing, and I'll do the thinking. Name's Neil, and he has a sword for field work. Research, you know. Sets his pack down carefully. Something inside clinks like glass. Sturdy, wide blade, capable of cleaving through bone. Why is it need to cleave through bone? I'm studying the river of bones. The Celandine, that used to be known. There is expedition into the waste is a dangerous course, hence the sword, but I also intend to study the river's victims. And the blade will come in useful for cutting samples. Before the Sundering, the Celandine was broad and swift and beautiful, the main artery of trade across Telendif and south to Orlin. Something happened to it when the voices fell silent. Now it's a thin trickle of poison, and every living thing it touches ossifies. Turns to bone. Any creature exposed to that foul water loses its flesh and curls up into a fossil. Its banks are littered with desecrated carcasses. Whatever wild magic turned the Celandine into a ruin of death, there must be some logic behind it. If we can fix it, perhaps trade with our outposts will be made easier. Now see, here's I sound like a good option. That's slightly maniac sound. Lost 2 assistants this year, one to a myriad beast, one to a cloud of spores that settled into his skin. Sent him really mad. But someone has to study the bizarre phenomenon of widespread since the Sundering. Some people say the world is dying, others say it's changing into something new. I want to know who's right. Excellent, the River of Bones is just one mystery of the world of mysteries, but I hope to isolate its secrets. I would love to have an extra. Tobias wants all my stuff. A sandy-haired boy, scarcely 16, summons into your forge, walking as though a great weight rests on his shoulders. He sets a heavy leather pouch in the corner with both hands. Tidying Smith, I want to buy a sword. You can tell by he's deliberately trying to lower the pitch of his voice by an octave or two. You're quite young to be carrying around a sword. I've trained since I could walk. My father and uncle taught me. They also taught me why to carry a sword. Recite it further from memory. Stand for those who cannot stand, speak for those who have no voice, strike only in defense of yourself or the innocent. Where boy your age get this money from? My inheritance. Father died 2 weeks past. He was a guard in one of the lumber camps out west. I'm in the manor house now, and your sword with my mother and sister. One size for my reach. Balance for speed, not brute force. Father always said technique beats strength. I will grow into a heavier blade, but now I need something I can actually wield. Ooh. I hope you come back again, Tobias, because I want to make you a sword. I also want to push these guys. I mean, the crows are so close to rank up, though. Now, he's offering 100, 50, 74, 65. See, if I do them, I'm not do one of these guys. These two, I can then spend time scrapping the steel. then get some wood, which I need. I do him, I can't do anything else. But I do like the idea, I do like the thing of him. You know what? I'll do you, Tobias. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to do the dagger though. I mean, I got it, I just don't know what to do with it. There you go. There's your mobility. I'll keep stiffness for now. Want a narrow point. Nice and narrow. Sharpness shouldn't be too hard. Not actually asking for much of a blade, to be honest. That knocks out the stiffness, but I can retrieve that by making the blade a little thicker. And you only need rank 2 sharpness anyway, so it's fine. Balance is currently way out, but that's fine. That was actually convexity. Right. If I had a follower in. Again. Yeah, I killed him with stiffness. Okay, no fall for you, mate. Right, also one-handed. That actually uses speed, strange enough. But the balances are nowhere near right. That can be fixed, however. That's shunted the balance down backwards. Nope. Don't make this too light. Partly lowered mobility, but that's fine. Light and has a little weight. Well, that's fine. We actually got a really good sharp blade on this one. You know what? Because that seems to have nothing to do with weight. And I just like to do it. Nice one to knock off. Nope, 50% polished. This will be a starter, so. Tobias lifts the sword with both hands and readies it carefully. His skinny arms perfectly straight and steady. The balance is perfect. He sheaths it with careful movements and bows deep. You have my gratitude, Smith, and my word that this blade, will be drawn in righteous cause. Take care of your family. I will. I swear it by my memory of the song. Starter. It will serve him well. I can't do anything else today, but that's fine. I've 400 followers and I need to make more Make some more. I also need to scrap a lot of things. I still need to salvage it, but I want to save if I do that. I don't know why I'm bothered saving because I need to end the day anyway. Sure, it's with the Lost Sea. And the cloaks are here apparently, so. Axes gleam and red and ruddy light at the bottom of the fire. Approach the warrior's encampment. Drunken voices of the plucking of lute strings carry through the dusty air of the lost city. Warriors in stained cloaks cover around a blazing bonfire, yelling defiance at the contemptuous stars above. But the armoured sentries at the camp's borders are dead sober. They let you through after passing you down for weapons. Lounging behind the bonfire is a man with an eye patch and a mane of shaggy black hair, plucking skillfully at lute. Two enormous dogs, or perhaps wolves, sleep at his feet. Despite his relaxed posture, he emits an air of immense menace. When he speaks, his voice is gravel and thunder. Bold of you to come out here and meet us alone. I like boldness. Fear makes for a dull world. Come here, sit by the fire, have a drink, and listen to my song. Saying of the alcohol is enough to strip the flesh from your tongue. The man with the lute grunts with approval. Yay! Excellent. Plus fight with the crows. The surrounding crows roar approval. Someone slaps you on the back so hard you choke on your drink. A tankard is pressed into your hands. After the merriment dies down, you find your attention drifting back to the man playing the music. The man's fingers dance over his lute. The tune is unbearably melancholy. In the flickering firelight, his craggy features take on a monstrous cast. As he plays, surrounding warriors raise their voice in solemn drunken song. They sing of a hard journey to a distant land, of a vast serpent whose coils strangle the firmament, of a lover left behind, buried in ash. As the tune dies, the dogs, or perhaps the wolves, raise their heads and howl. The eye-patched man raises his head with them and adds a howl to their chorus, then grins in your direction. You like that? I did. Wrote it myself. He flicks a hand lazily in greeting. The name's Silas Kerrigan. Kernigan. These are my bloody cloaks. The hardest band of misfits and blackguards you'll ever be unfortunate enough to meet. Who might you be to come wandering into the bloody cloaks camp? I'm a swordsmith. Silas raised an eyebrow. Most folk who live in the keep they stay there for life, like clams in their shells. Maybe the more adventurous ones will let take a drink at the den. They don't leave the protection of their king's barrier to come pecked in the dust with us crows. Yay! You're interesting. We always need a good swordsmith. Why don't you stay a while? There was a kernel of truth to that song of yours, wasn't there? He sets a little side as a good eye looks at you past you into the dark. You ever heard of the Black Realm? It's far to the east, beyond the maps. Used to be known as the Silent Realm. Back before the long dusk, a land of ash. Nothing there but goats and a few wandering tries. But after the songs fell silent, it changed. Something woke up, and it called me. A whisper from the edge of the world. Take a long pull for his pipe bowl. No one comes back from there, except us, and not all of us that. Sky choked black, ground cracked and burning. The whole land writhes like it's dying. Because it is dying, see? Crushed in Nadred's coils. The wolf stirred uneasily, His fear speaks the name. He tussles one's fur, absent mindedly lifting his hand away as it snaps at him. We saw it from leagues away, churning, roiling, a serpent so vast it could swallow Elrond's keep whole. Coils as big as mountains, scales black as the abyss. When it moves, the ground splits. When it breathes, the sky burns. Thought we were already for anything. Not that, though. Not that. That calling. Do you still feel it? Every damn night. You'd think seeing it once would be enough. His grin returns sharper than before. He takes another pull from his bowl. But I'll learn my lesson. These days I drown that urge in drink and song and bloodletting. After you witness Nadred, none of the stuff out here scares you. How do you know his name was Nadred? You'll think I'm crazy, but I just knew. Felt like I'd always known. Funny you should ask. A round stone, smooth as glass and black as the space between stars. Ooh. Fancy. Found this in the ash. Can't scratch it. Can't. Can't scratch it. Can't break it. Not with steel, anyway. Sometimes in the dark, I swear I can feel it pulse, like a heart beating. Looking at the stone, you can feel a faint buzzing behind your eyes, black spots forming your vision. I've got a 30% chance, though. You throw it to the surface, the buzzing in your skull grows teeth, your vision swims like the stone's pulling you into the depths. Yeah. This is wild magic. You've heard ancient legends of the Silent Realm. In a time before the Age of Song, the land itself was said to be alive, but the voices lulled it to sleep. Could this stone hold some trapped fragment of an ancient, long-dormant divinity? Silas listens, his face settling into seriousness for once. My, interesting. I never took you for a woman of learning. Having been to the Black Realm, I'd guess it's woken up back up now. Judging by all the fire and brimstone. But won't worry, a rock's a rock. A quick grin, Silas throws it back in his pack. Carried it for me for 10 years. 10 years of watching it pulse in the dark. 10 years of dreams about what kind of blade you could make. Something that could split mountains. Maybe something that could kill a dragon. I've got a feeling about you, Swordsmith. The way you walked into our camp. Some kind of feeling that stone gives me. I like you were meant to forge it. It's about time I made it more of a memento. I've got coin, more than enough. I'll do it. He claps you on the back, and the strength of the blow is breathtaking. Even after a lifetime of strengthening your arm at the forge, you wouldn't want to challenge him to a wrestle. Now that's what I like to hear. He hands you the stone. It's heavy, denser than ordinary rock, and it settles into your backpack. You feel its presence, like something crawling across your scalp. Yep, you leave the warrior's camp and head home. I'll carry further. The sentries watch you go, hand on their weapons to the last. Follows you through the shattered streets, its soft footfall slightly out of time of your own. When you turn around, it's gone, but the hairs on your neck are bristling. You hurry back towards the outer gate. Better be caught out here in the sunset. I've picked up an eldritch stone. Well, hey, dying to forge something really weird. I bet you don't have the points for that. Oh, nope, I don't have the another steel thing. Not enough steel to start. Nope, I need to do more. Okay, so those guys have a nimble grips here. I think Silas will come back more again and again, so it won't make it. Because you have to have enough steel and things to do it. I got 1 rank though with the crows. I don't know what it does for me, but I have 1 rank. Salvage 1 point for you, but for the forge room I need 8 points. Ah, excellent. You can turn it into a cleansed version. Now the Scorched Dagger has been cleaned. You can examine it properly. Holding the dagger in the light, you can see wave patterns in the middle. A technique of folding iron and steel that creates a blade smooth and both sharp and strong. You recognize the pattern at once. These characteristics are Smiths from All In, where these specific methods were closely guarded and passed down for generations. This is something Nimrith would surely be pleased to know. Great, I don't get any damage for that though. Alright. Who's good? Mara. Good coin, real coin, see? Why do you need a knife? Speak at once. There's a monster under my bed. Need to cut rope for our safe swing. The baker's gone mean a dog. Shut it, all of you. We need it for protection. Let's see if we can get diplomacy swing on this. Ah, nope. Sharp and pointy. Else I told you, Smith knows that already. She's right though, it needs to be sharp. They offer a thing, but at the same time I would... Oh, I need all 8 points though. I also don't have enough salvage. I needed the wood. Ah, hello. I feel like I've heard this thing already. Disturbed by the clattering of hooves. I feel like I'm going to have to do some more. I don't have brown, right, that one's straight out of the witch picture. I have a feeling that these guys will return. These already been here once before, this is one from before. Furrows, are you the smith who forged a sword for my stepdaughter? Yes, that was me. Heed closely, Smith. I am here to commission a sword of my own, so I may take that fool Alba's head. Do you not have a sword of your own? I'll not stain the ancestral blade with blood of that peasant. So, I mean, can't you make Corsetta call off the wedding without bloodshed? I'll not be persuaded. She has a Faircliff iron in her spine. No, I have to kill the stable boy, teach her a lesson. She will not stoop below her station, not on my watch. What's the harm in letting them have their little dalliance? I'll not have a Faircliff line sullied with the blood of a stable boy, nor will I brook Corsetta's disrespect. Well, I'm not making you a blade. Well, I was going to make the kids a blade, but I ran out of points. I only had 9 points. If I had gone well fed last night, I'd have had 11. I also could have just run out and bought wood. But since he has appeared twice in this forge already, I have a feeling that Mara and these two will appear as well. So once blade length, balance, strange, what balance would be in this condition. True wood, material silver. Again, you'd think, because you were learning about weight and balance, you'd have had that on part of the sections. I love the fact that like put these on without actually doing anything. Unless I put energy on it like that, it doesn't count as being a blade. Nice and sharp. Okay. Let's add some curvy to it. Okay, this is a kukri style blade. Haha, cool. Let's go draw the crowds. Okie. Silver material. Once bound, so a nice small guard would be the best option for him. Oh, nice good one-hander. Very light pommel. The mobility is well out of the track, so it's great. Let's see, it's silver. Oh, those aren't quite enough. They need to be slightly chunkier. See, here's 50, but Quillian block is. Slightly chunkier amount of metal. Still not enough. Connectors. Yeah, I need to full on add some Quillians for it. Hopefully that'll be enough. Alright, so I need to put a slightly bigger pommel on the end of it. Oh, that'll do it actually. Make it bigger, slightly bigger. Oof, that's always good. You know what? Because it's going to be part of the show, let's make it polished. It also needs to be straight, but I just realized that bit. Oh well. Take the curvature out. Still, looks good. This is the blade shell. Takes the sword and immediately begins a series of test spins. The blade whirls around his fingers, behind his back, over his head. He holds it high, the sword rotates exactly 3 times while the hilt smacks back into his palm. Perfect, look at that spin! True as a compass needle. He juggles the sword in more complex motions now, turning it into a silver blur. A blur that shimmers over his head and around his body. Not once does his hand falter. You've saved my career, Smith. Maybe my career too. Come see me perform sometime. I'll make you part of the show if you like. Where do you perform? You'll catch me in the Civil Square most nights. With this blade, I'll work my way up. One day I'll perform in the arena between bouts. That's where the money is. Try not to lose any more body parts. Well, this here was a surplus to requirements. No great loss. Though I am rather attached to my fingers. Need those for the catching part. Farewell, Havo. Goodbye, Smith. May the fates be kind. With a hoot and a whistle, he tumbles out into the street. You hear a donkey bray in fright as he somersaults into his path, accompanied by a string of colourful curses from the wagon driver. The Blade show has reached the people. And I polished it up so it's nice and shiny. Okay. Won the day, I'll take minus 20, so I'll be on back to foot 98. When done the disappearance led me there, so unless that's the quest line for why the Smith went poof. Besides, do you know how much cost it gets that much gold and silver? Yeah, see, there's the myth. And the work-worn clothes. Greetings, how may I be of help? The dagger is an Orlean craftsmanship. The smiths produced distinctive wave patterns in steel. Or rather they did, before the sundering. Sterling work, Smith. I thank thee for thy service, says. That is a thread I can pull as I search for more information on the culprit. She takes back the dagger and carefully wraps it in cloth. The Magister shall be informed of thine efforts, and since thou hast proven thyself most reliable, mayhap I shall pay thy forge a visit some day soon. My current blade is worn and tired, and has earned its honorable retirement. Yay! So, let's see. Mysterious fire has continued. The Magistrate will be informed about it. Magister. Maybe they think we're doing magic. So we got two guys on the happiness. Hey, I got a horseshoe for this. Now, if the kids are still here, I'd take them up immediately. Neil, the Magisterium's here. Ezekius. Oh good, just wants a book companion. Now a point and 4 engravings. Easy enough. Let's see. Someone needs to keep my family safe. I did. Ooh, you got a book for me though. Application of Reason Volume 2. Yeah, I can do both. And still a point left over for doing other things. Ah yeah, Neil Beck. Wine and Sturdy Boy. And he's offering hexagonal grips. Okay, that's 600 points. That's a lot of points. Won't make me level up. Silas, I'd love to do your blade right now, but I don't have the steel for it. I mean, if I do him, I leave me 1 point left over. But 70 Fallons, 122, 64. He gives me a book. You give me a mystery item, but 10 steel. You give me that, and I have got more than a few things I can salvage for more steel, or sell to get cash and buy steel. Both are good options. But I'll also put some points on the Magisterium, and he costs like no starting steel, so it's fine. I mean, seriously, he's used 6. The guy wants a machete. Well, not even a machete. A meat cleaver. Let's see. Requirement less than 10. That's not a problem, mate. Oh, cool. I like that. Oh. Oh well. Both sides, please. I must admit, I did like the shape was like that. Like, that was actually really cool because it made it look like a big machine cleaver anyway. Wide. Well, weight's fantastic. You want a regular point, that's fine, but at the same time, what I actually had envisioned for you, mate, was a meat cleaver. And a regular point has to be both sides, so. Yes. Well, that would be a very cool blade. I can make you a hatchet style weapon, so that's fine. Sharp. Trust me on this cutting edge, mate, it's very sharp. Like one side it will still be just as sharp. It is perfectly designed and balanced for slice and dice. He also wants it light though, so it's like a meat cleaver. I wonder if I can like trade the thing and force this edge down. This is good for weight because it's very, very light. Current is 0. It's featherweight. This thing is very light, very deadly. I would feel better if I had a guard for his hand. Even the quilling block is fine. Just keeps his hand from falling back onto it. Chopper. I must admit, you know what I love about this game is this option customization for the blades. You can make some seriously customized blades with this thing. Point balance all the way back here too, that's a well balanced blade. If that includes the handle, length of handle, then that's fantastic, because that's like right near the hand, so that thing is going to be highly mobile. Neil got score 3. You go, Neil, try that one. Neil tests the blade. He has a piece of preserved hide for his pack. It cuts clean, smooth, and he grins like a child with a new toy. Beautiful. Look at that edge. Try not to end up as another skeleton on the riverbank. I appreciate the warning, Smith. He sheaths a sword, nodding to you once. If I manage to make a sample from the river's victims, I'll let you know my findings. It's simple, it's easy, but man, it's like a nasty blade. It's a single-edged blade as well, so it's good for. I now have a new book. Hey. I need wood. I need steel too, don't I? I sell most of the stuff and buy. I need to buy steel. I also have the cash though to pay for that guy's expedition. So that's fine. So his wares. He sells Rise and Shine, hexagonal risers. I have not even used other stuff. Gonna sell Blackstone. It's part of the quest. Right, now that's done. Quell. Yellow Quell. Yeah, it cost me 50 pounds for this, but it's fine. Probably put no. Even 30. Grip diamonds. Peen half sphere. Peen block. Because we're not going to ask for them. I'll hold off on buying that for now. Right, we can do multiple things now. We can go talk to yep, explore the keep. But then I normally fund Karel's expedition. If you bring like 1,000, that's great. If it also gives them a good chunk of money for so we call this and do the thing. 4,000, what do we have a deal? Here you go, just make sure you can't get back in one piece. Slide a sack of silver across the table. Looks for a moment they can make kiss you, but fortunately reconsiders. Thank you, oh wondrous day, you will not regret this. I promise. Which over to the crows. His prior shine is completely forgotten and he heaves the sack of silver onto the top of the bar. Onto the bar. The silver has the anticipated reaction. The crows sit up and listen attentively. One of the crows pulls a hand-drawn map from a knapsack and leans over it with a quill marking possible routes. Lie, for the sake of both your constance and your coin purse. These guys seem to have just left their post. They're still wearing most of their armour, though their breastplates lie discarded nearby, and the smell of stale sweat is overpowering. As you approach, the fire cards face up on the table. One of them grunts in dismay, and coins cross palms. They don't look up at you as you approach, as you wished. If you wished, you could stick to the shadows and eavesdrop on the conversation. As you see at the table, after swapping a sidelong glance, the guards deal you in. You ever played a hand of fight? Sure. Glad to hear it. How much are you betting? Oh, now you're making it interesting. Good as much a bet. A glittering heap sits at the center of the table, right for the taking. Based on your experience, you estimate your hand's strength. Slumped back in his chair, sour look on his face. A bluff, I tell you, can't be sure. He's carefully blank, but there's some colour to his cheeks. He tries to hide excitement, he has a very good hand indeed. You check, leaving the betting as it is. The cards follow suit. With more cards are drawn on the deck and possible place on the table, find next time to show your hand. Your breath catches your throat as you lay your cards face up on the table. Down two, and cackles in triumph. He swipes files at the table. Not again. No again? No, I lost enough money for one evening. That's probably wondering where I am. I'm praying to the lost voices that you'll stay away longer, more like. They'll awkwardly give up their armour and take me their way outside, laughing and jostling each other, one another. Ah well, I could have tried cheating, but I don't have the finesse. I'd like more finesse if I'm going to pull that stunt. Right, I got lots of thing, cash, wood, leather. Ezekius is back. Good bladesmith. They'll give me a sword, but the Mashin's blades are pulled from some old stockpile. Something tailored for my grip. Broad point, two-handed. Sharpness, stiffness. 21 steel, wow. That's a lot of steel. Mason. You, psychopath. Silas. Sharpness now point, but use the black stone. I don't even know how I use the black stone, but I'm going to try it. Go for it anyway. I have plenty of steel, 60 for them, 100 lots of cash, 10 good on mystery reward, and enough XP to level up. Well, nearly. But it leaves me to turn to scrap, so that's fine. That cost me a little bit of steel to do that. I don't have anything else I can scrap, so... To the forge! How do I incorporate the black stone in this thing? Alright. Yeah. Alright, here's a good long length. Narrow point. Doesn't mind the weight. So that's fine. He's more than happy to have a ride at least 19. I'm gonna keep it a nice thick blade. I want sharpness. That with a strangely void blade. If I make the blade wider, I can then actually make the cross section. I actually thin the blade out, to be honest. That's fine, I can put another point on this. Wow. I actually picked that one, to be honest. I'm going to drag it down a bit. I don't want this blade. I have a lot of tip. Technically flare out the base here with the tapering. Taper thickness. That's taper though on the point. Taper thick. Essentially need to make it wider but narrow. Oh well. Weight is a little problematic. So narrow point. It's just all the way to the top. I might still be able to pull some weight on this way, putting in some of the handle. this, given the fact I'm putting a black stone on it, an evil stone, I'm going to give it a nice polish. I'll make this thing shiny. That's made it heavier, so that's good. That actually means I can actually knock down thickness. So I'll put the weight in the handle. Two-hander. So let's have. I like. Oh wow, I like the grips now. Oh, that sounds fun. See, Maltaper thick. Also Maltaper slim. Smaller. Inverse taper thick. That actually looks really cool. I wonder if I like a little space thing in it. This one has it is. Good gripper. We'll put this on it because we're going to put attach. The eye there? That don't work. No, it's it. I don't like that. It sits too proud. There you go. The eye is on. All I need now is the pommel. Speed has collapsed into nothingness. But it's fine. It's a heavy blade. It's a long blade. Point of balance is somewhere up here somewhere. So it ain't balance off soon. But dear God, it's got nice. Thunder guts. Thunder guts. Oh! I do the quality thing with it, but you know what? I like that blade. It's weighted just nicely. I could put a fuller in it. Might give some speed back. Not sure what that is. That's a bend curve. Not sure why it's not showing up a dip was there. It has some mobility back to it, so it's fine. Oof, cost me nearly all my steel though. What's this thing? They call in the handle section, they called it Eye of Nedred. So this is Blade of Nedred. It means everything you wanted in spades. The deed is done, the blade rests upon your anvil, sleek and dark as a shard of night. Caswin, I don't like this thing. It feels like it's watching me. Aye, it's got a sense of wrongness about it. You know, we make weapons for war, so this is an ironic statement, but that thing feels dangerous, more so than our usual inventory. Be careful with it. I will. You wrap the blade carefully, ignoring the queasy feeling in your stomach. Out in the crumbling ruins of Lost City, Silas will be awaiting his sword. The blade of Nadred. It awaits its owner. I have 0 steel. I have steelless. Yep. Need to make money though. That's good. I got a sword to... I want the sword out of my possession. This thing's got to go to its owner. ASAP. I am not keeping that thing in my workshop. Let it creep him out. The campus sharper edge tonight. Less thinking, more watching the shadows. Some of the crows are polishing weapons or mending cloaks, while others trade wineskins and crude jokes across the fire. When you approach, hands drift to sword hilts before recognition sets in. Sitting by the fire, Silas Kennigan gnaws at a roast chicken. Tossing the scraps to his wolves, they crush the bones with evident delight. He acknowledges you with a nod. I finished your sword. He admires the blade, steel shimmering in the fire's glow. Dark stone devours the light. Fine work. He gestures to one of his men, who steps forward and hands you a hefty coin purse. Silas turns and stalks alone into the darkness. Leaving the camp without a backward glance, sword in hand. No doubt he's gone to test the blade. You don't like to think on what or whom. But they really like me now, so I'm gonna head back to the forge. Run away! Got a lot of cash. I'm leaving. End of discussion. I leveled up. That's all I care. So I can't have advanced polishing because I've got a little thing. If I do side follow, I get the access to these ones. You know what, salvaging master might be useful now because I need to get, well, more when I salvage. So I've got treasure hunter. My treasure hunter, which is him. Vendors pay 10% more for anything you sell. Increase your diplomacy by 1. Oh, that's handy. I mean, my diplomacy has been failing me, even though I have it's my highest stat. But hey, at least I've got it. Hell, I have one bow with finesse and knowledge. Next level up, probably 11, gives me advanced polishing. Polishing variants. Sounds fun, but I don't want that right now. I'll probably get in for side fillers or grading materials. I mean, these will be nice as well. But strong hands might be useful because it might knock my points up. I have no steel. Yeah, masked woman. I can't even do you, you need 10. Need a blade, small, sharp, easily hidden. It must fit here, invisible until needed. No brace over narrow sheaths sewn into the lining. Why the mask? It suits my purposes. You don't know who I am. I trust you don't need to be on the first name terms with all your customers, or Smith. What specifications do you need? Sharp, flat, small. Nothing that creates a bulge on the fabric. And Smith, make it very, very sharp. And will this be attached to a retractable system? What? No. Why would you think that? I don't know, it seems like the whole thing, like you pim 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 pim, just pops out your wrists. I can't do it anyway, I haven't got the points. I need to be like well fed for this one. Good bladesmith next month, face the long ways. Yep, maybe more steel to start. He gives me a boot. I take 10 steel and lots of cash. I'm gonna need lots of cash. Wow, making that blade cost me a ton of my steel. But man, they give me a lot of more than enough back for what I want. Right. 10, 20, 20. Nice. Went for so much money so quickly. But that's also steel, so that's fine. Okay, bye bye. Ironmonger. Oscar the carpenter, please. I need some wood. I don't go for as fast, but I still need it. Right, I am now good for making people stuff. So you got Jackus, a fine sword with my hip. He's offering me a levy leather bag and a mystery reward. But for the Magisterium, I can get some cash. Slightly less cash, but way more experience. Pigment alabaster. I have alabaster. I need to get walnuts from somewhere. Well, I already have walnut from the baseline wood. Maybe I'm just being daft. Maybe I'm just being dapper and dappy and I actually realised that's what I needed. Right. I bought tons of steel for this purpose. And he gave me 10 back, so it's fine. Okay, let's just go look at the handle for a second. Fine wood and plain popular wood. I don't have the pigment, that pigment, so I have got that, that's fine. So I wasn't being dappy, I have indeed not got what I needed. Heavy strikes to get me right what I need for length. A couple of taps to keep it the right thing. I don't know why I could on that bit, I needed this bit. Stiffness went down a little. I'm going to put a little extra stiffness in it because I tend to lose it when I do the points. Broad point, so then you be really pointy. Right. 29 is your max. Good to know. Cross section, because it needs to be sharp. And that's why I looked at that, because it always goes down. For sharpness though, you can get away with that with a hone. With a convex edge, we'll get the job done. I can also get sharpness by making the blade wider. I can also make it more stiffer too, so I can get away with spine widthing a little more. That is going to be a sharp blade. Woof. That's a sharp blade. Let's see. That should do it for the blade. There's a bit in the middle so I can add my lovely fuller. I like fullers. It knocks a little weight out of it. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Clean. Stand. Sure, it's a nice two-hander anyway, so these are heavier. No. Let's see, smaller inverse taper. So, no, not too bad. We'll go with a nice oval with mild taper. Then do his inverse mild taper. Stiffness, I don't know why that went down. It's a two-handed blade. Ribbed. Crow leather and wood. Again, I don't know why the thing went, oh, you can't have a good stabber with that. It's a good stabber. I like that. I can't think of a name for it, so I don't know why I've got a fondness of polishing them now. There you go. Promotion! I know. You hand the sword to the prospective law guard. He cycles through a series of practice forms with the blade, each movement precise and careful. By the silent voices, this blade sings! I can feel the difference immediately already. With this, I'll show him why I'm worthy to guard the corpus. Calentis? If I fail, it won't be the blade's fault. Thank you, Smith. I like the fact he didn't even admit, you know what? If I fail with this blade, it ain't the blade's fault on this one. If I fail, it's my fault. I done messed up. We're getting some decent contracts. I'd be happy with some steel there, but I didn't have any other than that, I didn't have any contracts for anything in particular. You just want something to hang on your belt, and I need 10 points. So, at the end of the day, and keep. I should check back with Silas. Do I have to? I'm gonna go to the. Yeah, maybe we can get a good meal at 33. Marlon sits in a restaurant surrounded by crowded men throwing dice and playing cards. Friend, buy a hot meal. Yes, you sit yourself down. He bustles in the kitchen and you hear a raised voice echo through the inn. Gion, meat, mushroom pie for our guest. 10 minutes later, you're wolfing down a slice of pie with a generous helping of mashed parsnips. He's cooked with perfection. A plentiful belly and a newfound appreciation of a humble parsnip. Yay. Well, it was mine. Holding way up. Step out the brush against a hulking figure, make his way into the inn. He thumps a meaty hand into your shoulder. Watch your step, worm. With a jolt, you recognize the loud, obnoxious crow from the den of... The one who was criticizing the Masked King. You helped him get to the inn that night, but he doesn't seem to recognize you. As the crow walks in the inn, you hear Rysel greet him. He sounds suddenly on edge. Oh, Marwyn, you're back. Was your usual table ready? Welcome back, you begin the long trudging walk back to your forge. I wonder if talking to the other crows might deal with him. I get ready to open the shop, there's a rhythmic knock on the door. Who could that be? I hope you don't mind my early visit. She steps inside, her single eye taking in every detail of the forge. We're grateful you come here now, lady, otherwise you'd have to deal with the evil sword, glaring at you. Good morning, Rysel. You're not sure she even hears you. Her hand glides across your rack of tools, count them one by one, then she turns abruptly. What brought you to Ironkeep, Smith? I found a settlement, Osterhall, but it didn't last. And Ironkeep offered safety. I know what you were. A stray cinder on the breeze, tumbling, never catching a light, until now. She looked you up and down, her eye more piercing than any sword. You get the strange sense you're being measured for a purpose, or perhaps a coven. Do you have someone who keeps your books? No, actually. Do you mind showing me your ledger? You pull the ledger from beneath a stack of iron ingots. She takes it carefully. The ledger is smoke-stained, ink-blotted, filled with loose papers that slip out as Rysel lifts it. She grimaces as though holding a dead toad. Ugh, for someone who runs the inn's finances and keeps all the books, my thing must be an absolute atrocity to her. You call this a ledger? Well, I can write things down in it. You could use a bookkeeper, I think. I'm quick with numbers than any merchant, and I've saved my father thousands of thalers over the years. I could save you a great deal of money if I worked here. Maybe that could be arranged. Let me think it over. He smiles enigmatically. I actually came here to ask your help with a problem at the inn. What kind of problem? A problem that only you can solve. My father's too proud to ask for help, but one day his pride shall be his funeral shroud. Come to the inn and you'll see what's wrong. I'll be there. Thank you. I know. She slips out the door as quickly as she arrived, leaving nothing but a ringing silence and a faint smell of jasmine. What a strange lady. Yeah, she is actually a very strange lady. We have so many points. And the hooded man is here. Mara is here. I want 11 points. Found it. Earned it first work. My grand gave it to me for others for... Doesn't matter, it's good coin. We counted twice. Regardless of your reason, you're too young for a weapon. Oh, please, Smith. Yeah, please. I have a feeling they need this weapon. It's going to cost me all my points to do it. I've got the hooded men. Exactly. Uh-huh. Doesn't matter. I'll pay you well. Well, sure, 65% chance. I succeeded. I fit on your workshop as though searching for an exit, finally sighs. This is the blade that killed my son, sketched from memory. It's not something you easily forget. Near 5 years ago, Crow, deep in the cups, I fought her an easy mark. I distract the target, you see, my son would pick up the pocket, just as I taught him. Well, the Crow found a small hand in her pocket and she took to the offence. Opened his throat for him, ear to ear, right in front of me, with a blade just like this. Let's just say she's back in Inn Keep after a long absence scavenging in the wastes, until an opportunity to pass me by. Not again. Every detail matters, it must be exactly as I remember it. It won't be as you remember it, may be as I design it. But they were doing Mara's later. Small, very light, pointy, sharp. I think Hooded Man and Masked Lady will return. I think they return periodically. Yep, that's what it needs to be. Now let's make this thing very, very, very light. It needs to be stiff, and that's the hard part. Good taper width on it. Convex the edge this way. It's giving stiffness, that's good. So you sharpness, cross section. Compete that cut. Should be able to get away with the fuller. Weight is still fine, so I might be able to change the width a bit more. And then knock a little more thickness on it. There we go. Too much and we'll lose, and we won't have enough weight or enough stiffness in it to keep it stiff. Put one of these on because it needs to be lightweight. Put an inverse slim taper on it. A balance stone for the bottom for extra stability. Yeah, so fine wood. Polished fine wood. You know what? Let's put a polished blade on it. That's all this is. I might call this a little stabby. I like the shininess of the shininess, so this is Little Stabber. That's a wrong one. Little Stabber. It's a very... Oh, wow, its weight is just at the cusp. But I didn't make it any thinner. Well, actually, I can make it a tiny bit thinner. Yeah, too much. made a very small amount of wood on that. Children crowd around to present the knife. 4 pairs of eyes go wide. The smallest one reaches for it. Mara slaps her hand away and takes the blade herself, testing the edge with a thumb. Sharp. Good. She quickly wraps it in a dirty cloth and tucks it into a belt. The others press close, bickering over who will be the first to play with it. Be careful of that, you can seriously hurt someone or yourselves. We know. They scramble for the door, pushing and shoving. One of them turns back and gives you a ridiculous gape-toothed grin. Thanks, Smith. Then they're gone, leaving only muddy footprints and an echo of laughter down the street. I have just armed them, but I'm worried that something's happening to them, and I'd rather the oldest one of them have something to protect the little ones. I guess tonight we'll go see what's going on with my evil blade. Oh, again we have problems with Patron. Well, we'll deal with Silas. Anyway, we left him with an evil blade, so I'm curious what's going on here. Let's see. There you go, bit of bloody cloaks. As you approach camp, you notice that the atmosphere is tense. Being allowed to dwindle to a mere heap of cinders, Silas' wolves pace the perimeter, hackles raised. By the dying fire, Silas Kernigan mutters to his blade, running a finger along its edge. His remaining eye is fever bright, darting at shadows. The bloody cloaks keep their distance, exchanging glances when his laughter breaks into the silence. Rank requirement met. Crows. I do have a thing with them, so when he sees you, Silas snaps his head up with puppet-string suddenness. His grin is too wide. Smith, can't see your craft wart. What your craft wart? He holds up the blade, the embedded black stone eating the firelight. She sings to me. Want to hear? What does it sing about? About the space between spaces. About what's coming. About how we can stop it. If we just succumb. The blood, he runs his finger along the blade edge again, leaving a streak of blood. If we just feed her enough. She's so hungry. Let's try this one. Diplomacy. Come on. Yes. He winks once, twice. He lowers the sword. You're right. This thing seeps poison into my mind. He spins the sword and hands it over to you hilt first. Beads of sweat standing on his forehead. As you take it, his grip tightens. He clings to it for a moment before finally relinquishing it with a sigh. Get rid of it for me, Smith, before I lose my senses again. You leave the crow brooding by the fire. You need to get rid of this thing before Silas changes his mind. Yep. You throw the sword into a dried up well. There's a satisfying thud as it hits the bottom. The black sword will sleep now. This is finished. It is well. And a dried well in the Lost City. Head back. Unfortunately, I've sent it away, but unfortunately, I've created Soul Edge, so I think well, that's not the last time we've seen that blade. I fear that blade has not been seen the last of that one. That blade is now waiting in the dark. Did you hear there was a murder outside? Ah. I was wondering, do you think it was our hooded friend? The fellow out for revenge? If so, I hope it gave us a measure of peace. It shows and looks away faint and queasy. When we forge these blades, when we put so much effort and craft into our art, sometimes I forget the ultimate purpose is to spill blood. Yeah, I know, kid, I know. But we didn't actually make him a blade, so it's not our fault. Can't blame that one. Other than that one, we didn't have Dalian. Silver, sword essentials, 6 engravings. I can do this one. I got this. I got a mug. Right. Well, I need some steel. You do go for a lot of steel, Smith. Yes, well, I also had to deal with create a blade that will kill people and drive them mad, so I'm fairly confident my blades are not to blame. Let's go. Heinrichs. Well, I could technically make Dalian and Mason. So none of the crows. So I can do Dalian because he's a higher grade dude. Offers a lot of XP, decent cash, wood, silver, FE shekels. Technically make that one and then Heinrichs. There's a lot of steel in this thing. This is a little annoying. Let's bought a lot of steel. Missed the blade entirely. Right, that's the length. Ooh, sometimes you just have to keep hammering away until you get the right length. This guy wants... Well, with specification, I could just give him a bar of steel and be fine. Sharp bar of steel. Yeah, we have wide, it'll be fine. I've been tired, that's half the trick you can do to get you. To get the necessary. Sharpness is just simply make the blade nice one. Look about stiffness, I just want to put a nice fuller in it so it's nice, decent weight. It's going on a noble's sidearm, so it's not really going to be doing much of anything. My little portrait blade, because you can do it. Fight with the thing. And it should make the engraving stand out. You have this one. So we'll put this paw on it or something. It's a one-hander, so a nice mild taper slim. See, I don't think that's the right thing for that. Ooh, got hexagonal. Yeah. There you go. That's done. I'll slap I do have walnut brown. Oh man. Where'd that fall? I could have done those. Ooh. want brown. I don't want brown Asian. You know what? Let's put some engravings up here. What did you like to do a proper text on it though? Shift, fine control, polish level, sync, scale, rotate. I want a copy of skill source. I mean, people show. I mean, you would have to do some serious pointing into. Wait, this one actually carved the runes in with like the runic patterns in. Oh dear God, that would take forever. Look at that. I'd rather just type it, mate. Right, you can have this. You're an idiot, so don't care. Ah, fish, fine blade. It's a nameless sword. Shiny, but nameless. Oh, let's salvage these two and get some steel out of this. Alright. Yeah, make it sharp again. Boop, boop. Okay. Change fix. Put the cross section back in. Dun 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 dun. Quick and easy 20. Quick and easy. Two of these actually pay for my. That's the funny thing about this. Two of these actually pay for my whole thing. A little heavy on the thing. And these are point. Boop. 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 Here, Thomas. It's got a nice point in it now. I didn't even make this thing. I'm not naming them, they're not my swords. I don't name half my swords. Maybe it's cool if the game actually kept a record of what all swords you made and what the names were. Alright, let's go find out what's going on with our other lady. We've ignored this one completely. Okay. The girl bangs his tankard on the table. Innkeep, you will die here now. All cups are dry, and my patience running thin. While hurries to carry out the crow's orders, Rysil offers you a pained smile. She approached Rysil as she arched an eyebrow. Yes. That crow, is this what you need help with? Indeed, Marwyn drives away our regular customers and wrecks the place nearly every night. He causes trouble here for months, but since he got banned from the den, he's been 10 times worse. Can you call the guards? Sadly not. He's been on a winning streak at the arena. They say he could be the next champion. As long as he's putting on a pretty spectacle for the nobles, he can cause much trouble as he likes. The guards won't lift a finger for fear of stepping on wealthy toes. Has there always been an arena in Earn's Keep? No, to the recent development. After all, we now live in a barbarous age. The arena. To establish the arena, the nobles repurposed what used to be the priory of the Doves of Arisian Hill. Can you imagine? Disrespect. His eyes flash with anger. It's the most emotion you've seen on her display. I'll help you if I can. Thank you. I've heard Marwyn talking to his men about in hushed tones. He's looking for someone to forge a sword with unusual sophistications. Judging by the secrecy, it's not intended for just another arena fight. Naturally, your name popped into my head. Perhaps you could offer him your services, but only in exchange for him leaving the stay for good. A sword? Why didn't he come to me directly? In case you haven't noticed, Marwyn is too busy drinking and fighting to do much else. I'm sure he'd have made his way there too eventually. Test the water, see if he's still in the market for a blade. Tell Shal, I'll do it. Thank you. I can't offer you any great payment, but if you do it for me, I'll leave the steady stay and keep you at council at the forge. I have 10 years experience working on the council of this inn. I can save you a great deal of money if you have a place for me. What, your father? Doesn't he rely on you? My brother Keon can take my place. I've taught him everything I know, and he's got a quick mind for numbers. Not as quick as mine, obviously. You're willing to do that? I have a good feeling about you. Let's call it a hunch. Making a sword beats making beds. I'm known to the crows, so if the other crows find out that you've messed with me, you might be in deep water. As you walk towards the table, you hear one of the crow's followers eagerly telling stories of his patron's exploits in the arena. By the silent, what a sight it was. The other fellow came in with a spear, all fancy footwork and jabbing, but Marwyn, he's too quick. Stepped to one side and lopped off the shaft, leaving with naught but a stick and a prayer. Poor bugger knows he's dead. You can see it on his face, but he still swings that stick. Marwyn ducks under, gets in close, and stabs him 10, 20 times. Blood spurting everywhere, like a leaky barrel of wine. It was 3 strikes. What? Marwyn reaches over and grabs the man's hair, slamming his head down to the table. Man slumps back and Marwyn repeats himself in the same emotionless tone. Hamstring, shoulder, throat. I killed him with 3 strikes. Get it right next time. He turns his gaze to you as you approach. There's no warmth in those eyes, just a kind of helpless, directionless rage, like a trapped and starving beast. What? What do you want? Stands, quick as a viper, his dagger point tickles your throat. Who told you that? Tell me, or I'll cut your eyes out. It's just a rumour. Everyone's talking about it. Eyes jump back and forth, sweeping over his drinking companions. He licks his lips, suddenly looking nervous. I'm looking for someone to make me a very specific kind of sword. Not sure the kind of blade will do. I'm a bladesmith. I can help you, but in exchange, you have to leave this inn and not come back. I'll pay your forge a visit tomorrow. If the sword's to my satisfaction, trust me, I'll be gone from here for good. He snorts as though that's a private joke. If the sword leaves me with any doubts, well, maybe I'll test it out on you. Sits back down, scowling and resuming drinking. After another silence, his companions resumed their vulgar chanter. Being a beggar. I don't think the other crows would particularly be happy if you mess me up. I have a good reputation with them. I actually get a really better reputation because chance to be killed. What do you mean, 8? ain't got enough points for that. I'm gonna put me into level 2. Going my way to level 2. Right. Huntress is here. Yago. Well, I've got the points. Well, I've got the blades, but I don't have the points for it. As good as word, Marwyn appears at your forge, ducking under the fort door frame. In these close quarters, his coiled muscles and deathly stare are even more unnerving than the steady stay. Carswyn squeaks with surprise on seeing the gladiator. Hello there. How may we help you? Well, the problem is the sword. You mentioned that you had very specific requirements. Yes, specific. He hands you a crumpled ball of parchment stained with what might be wine or blood. Harper paging up with a drawing of a symbol you don't recognize. Below that, Marwyn has scribbled an ominous note. You're amazing you wield a quill with those battered fists. Don't disappoint me. That's that symbol, exactly as I've drawn it. That's what you need to inscribe on the blade. Any other specifications? Length, width, height, weight? Something with decent weight behind it. A sword fit for a man my size. But most of all, focus on that symbol. And if you get it wrong, you know the kind of things I'll do to you. Don't make it me say them aloud. He talks from your workshop without a word or glance back, clutching the crumpled parchment and contemplating the mysterious symbol. Well, I don't get anything for it, but I get to make something what sounds like magic, so I'm going to play with this one. And I want him out of the forge because I get myself a bookkeeper. Right, I got 50 steel, so I was fine on that one. I want a good chumpy Good chumpy limp. Chomp. Heavy too. He ain't asking for no lightweight. The weight's a little high right now, but that's fine. Change the width. Yeah, I currently have a brick. It's only stiffness 1, so that's fine. Let's get his cross section taken care of, and then we can look at getting the rest of it. That actually got the stiffness, so we're still high enough on the stiffness. Let's go 2. Sharpness is good. Weight's getting a little low, but I can take that with now, let's say we've got, let's see, narrow point. I wonder what I'm going to add to this to make it heavy again. It wants one-handed. Put a stocky piece of metal on this. Yeah, that'll push the weight back up. That's fine. It's a one-hander, so too heavy. Stays inside the thing. Could make the blade slightly thinner, but we're down to 1.1, so that's fine as we can get. More interesting is I just put this on it, one-hander. Oh, then again, big fella. That does make the blade a little heavier, so that's fine. Can I make it bigger? Yes, and because I left a flat spot in the middle, it's going to fit quite beautifully actually, right there. And you know what? I don't like the guy, but I'm going to do a good job and polish the blade. That makes the symbol stand out really well though. And I think I've got pretty center. Yeah, it could have been a little bit further over, but that's just me. Still, I could put a fuller in at this point and make it light in the middle, but I might lose stiffness. And probably spelled the mystery wrong entirely. Mystery. Mysterious. Might not be as far off as I thought. I'm dyslexic, I'm. Mystery blade. Actually, no, the sword is called Mystery. Alright, this is meets every spec you wanted, mate. Could have made you a bigger blade if you wanted. Marwen's sword is finished, cooling across the anvil, long and lethal. Even when you look away from it, the mysterious symbol seems to squirm sinuously at the corner of your vision. Is this a good idea? Arming a man like Marwen? Probably not, but I had no choice. I suppose you're right. Oh, for your sake, the sword meets his expectations. You need something like a man to suffer disappointment lightly. Wrap the sword in oil leather quickly, and quite retrieve the strange symbol. Leaves once the strange symbol is out of sight. Mystery. Right, do I have to take it back to the pub? Let's see. Smith getting word out. Mysterious. Unwelcome guest. Right. Dre thing. I could end early. Yep, I'll end early. As you know. Drea, I'll do you a blade for quick sharpening job. Bonk, bonk. Bonk, 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 bonk. Go, Drea. Yay! Arming people left and right. That's the name of the smith's mate. Alright, let's go drop this off. Wow, I got the arenas, new vendor is available, thanks to my reputation with the crows. Nice. The den, Grimace and the crows have returned. The orphanage. Let's sort Rissel out and get my bookkeeper. Today, no one quiet. As your half-hearted wave when you walk in. As you walk towards the table, two members of the gang seem to be having a spitting contest. Across the restaurant, Marwen simply observes, his eyes hooded and empty. He turns his gaze on you as you approach. There's no warmth in those eyes, just kind of a helpless, treacherous rage. What do you want? He raises the blade admiringly, turning it back and forth so it catches the light, then brings it down on the table, cleaving through the wood. My table! It'll do. Take him, Mary Smith. I have no need of it anyway. With that, he strides from the inn, not sparing his drinking companions a second glance. Now that their patron is gone and they have to pay for drinks themselves, they have their things and sheepishly head out the door as well. At long last, peace and quiet returns to steady day. As you progress, though, she arched an eyebrow. Yes? Marwan's gone, hopefully for good. Business will soon back to normal, provided the bastard keeps his words. For now, things are better. I find myself worried about what Marwan will do with that sword. Kill people, I imagine. It's one of the main things swords are used for. Did no one tell you? With Marwan, I cannot be sure it'll be the right people. And you can be sure when you make a sword for someone else. Come now, face the truth, you make tools of murder. Axes chop wood, knives cut vegetables for stew, but swords have only one function. To be clear, I'm not judging you, it's a necessary function. I brought the news to my father last night. He was heartbroken, bless him. Looks out over the inn, completely empty. Marwan's table lies in two pieces, split in half by a sword. This is a new start, chance to rebuild. Lost in contemplation, then she shrugs. I thought I'd feel something at this point. A pang of guilt, perhaps nostalgia, but no. I can't say I feel anything at all. I'll be at Forge bright and early tomorrow morning. So who stole my daughter away from me? I'm just jesting. Despite his protest, there's the clear sadness in Nikku's eyes. Lay yourself down. Yay. The pleasure was mine. Come back soon, my friend. Well, we got a bookkeeper. Hooray. That's good. We were at the end of the stream. Boo. I could play this all night, to be honest. Morning breaks, Resthill sweeps into your forge. Every step she mutters a number under her breath. 3,570. Once she's through the door, she sees us counting and pulls a quill from her bag. Where's your ledger? Just over there. She grabs the ledger and retreats to your corner office. There she remains for the rest of the day, scribbling and occasionally touching to herself. Hey, you got the visionary. What on earth are you doing? Wow, so we got another one. Hooray, you got 12 points now. Go us! Helps unlock more skills. You find Rizal sitting in our office room, hunched over the ledger. The only sound is the scratching of the quill and the tapping of her foot. My father says the inn has been doing much better. He's not over me leaving. I had to remind him that I'm only an hour's walk away. I'll be here if you need me. Yay, so that's another thing. And because we have her, we can now get Organized Mind, which gets us to 13 points. Which is good. I'm still going for, like, actually not bookkeeping. Bookkeeping probably gives you more points, to be honest. I still want to get these so I can unlock this, or this so I can get strong hands. So many options available. Not entirely sure what advanced polishing does. But we have a bookkeeper. We have a hound, we have a helper. My god, my little blacksmith is... They should change the texture of this, like make it more tidier. Like get rid of the cobwebs and make it like neater when you advance for the story. Crows are happy. Nearly at level 2. Nearly at level 1. Ooh, Charmer's here. And Amareth. See this? Oh, fuck. There's a smith who knows a thing or two. What about the blade you want? Nothing fancy, something that'll split skulls and pierce breastplates. Oh, I can build that one. And then you got out charmer. He doesn't speak, just stares at you with cold, dark eyes, like a frog watching a fly. He crawls from the den, looking over you. It's a gaunt one who's always playing with a knife. Lurking in Hawk's shadow, a little smile on his face. Charmer, they call him. Need a knife. He reaches in his coat and produces a crumpled piece of parchment. On it is a detailed sketch of a small, curved blade. Exactly like this. No deviation. That's an unusual design. What's it for? A ghost smile across his lips. Ears. Seeing you in puzzlement, he reaches under his tunic and pulls out a ghastly necklace full of half-rotted ears. With a large strip. The stench of vinegar and decay fills the room. I like to collect the ears of my skills, but I lost my ear knife. Lost the original. Card game. His jaw tightens, a vein pulls to the pale forehead. Gone for good. Ghastly Prostus, why do you collect ears? He tilts his head slightly, genuinely confused by the question. Each one's a precious memory. I'll see what I can do. Edge needs to be sharp, very sharp. Point of blade, that's important. Get it right, I don't ask twice. Well, I can definitely just save and end this thing anyway. Eddie's not getting one. Seriously, he's not getting one. Gear for combat. He has a sword at his hip and a dagger hoisted across his chest. Well, I can now do multiple things, though annoyingly, Amareth and Charmer fill most of my slots. However, I can do Amareth and Iago and still have a point left. Wow, I need 4,000. Then got 3,000, that's good. I still got a point left for that one. Or I can just do Charmer, who gives me 700. Actually, I'll combine, these are worth more. These are actually worth 700. Let's see, 480, 360, 740. Cash is still he's offering, but I get scrap. And that's important because I need scrap. But that's going to have to be for next time. We have more points, we have more things. I have 11 points, which is cool. I only have 12. I'm well fed. So my average is 10. Because when I had 9 points, it brought me to 12. I think it gives me just more. Regardless, the more points I get, the more blades I can produce. And that's the rub. But it's also a good rub, so that's fine. But that's also again for next time. So until then, folks, until then, quick save. I'll catch you all later. See ya!